It's week 1 of the 2024 season, and we've got a rematch of last year's wild card round in the NFC playoffs. It's the Rams and the Lions under the lights on Sunday night.
The seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. With my good friend Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and the moment has finally arrived, CD. It's time to begin a new NFL season.
Partner, there's no hiding my excitement as I got ready this morning. I could not wait to get here for this game. Imagine what it's like out there on the field for those players, though. OTAs, training camp, preseason, it's all led to this moment when they officially kick this one off to get the season underway.
It's the marquee game of opening weekend, and off we go on a Sunday night on EA Sports.
And this will wind up way short of the landing zone, so that's going to move the ball all the way up to the 40-yard line. And that flag accepted.
Automatic first down.
Here's Stafford. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. 5 yards on the game's first play. Second down. Play action. Stafford.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Stafford now to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, on third down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Back to throw, Stafford. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Kupp. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down.
Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far, running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. Again, it's Williams. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
Kyron Williams
taking it in from a yard out.
And the Rams are on the board here first in the season opener.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told.
And it was capped off by the Kyron Williams touchdown run. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And out come the Lions for their first drive behind their 9th-year quarterback in year number 4 with Detroit. It's Jared Goff.
It's hardly an exaggeration to say that Goff has revitalized his career these last couple of years. And he's rewarded for it during the offseason, as Detroit has certainly made sure everyone knows he's their quarterback for the future. It's clear that they believe in him, and he's done nothing to sway them from that belief.
Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10
at their own 24.
First carry now for David Montgomery.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Gibbs straight ahead.
Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
Able to push his way through.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 14 and a 1st down for Detroit.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
They'll try the air now with Goff.
And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter.
It's got to feel good to hit on one of these in the first quarter of a brand new season. They're hoping this duo can really make some noise this year. And this is a great start. A big play here early in the ball game.
Off play action. Here's Goff. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they go to work on a 1st and goal. A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. They'll run with Gibbs. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Again, it's Gibbs.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Lions are an extra point away from drawing level.
A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from Jahmyr Gibbs.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
So the Rams coming back onto the field, their 2nd drive of the game.
Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams.
And that to the 30. It'll be 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford.
This one swung out to Williams.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Now a play fake, and it's Stafford. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
They'll come up now 3rd and 9.
A shotgun snap for Stafford.
He had a man open, but he missed it, and it's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10.
Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And he's got a first down there after a gain of about 12 as the clock will stop right now for the 2-minute warning. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards.
And this young man does nothing but continue to ascend to the top of the wide receiver charts. Very similar to his team. Last year alone, he finished in the top 5 in catches, yards, and touchdowns, tied for second in the league with 119 total grabs. Not bad for a former 4th-round pick, and he and his Lions continue to take aim at the rest of the league.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Back to throw. Goff. That's caught. It's Sam Laporta.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Now a give to Gibbs, running left. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Going back to Gibbs on 1st down. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A tackle that time by Akello Witherspoon. So we've reached halftime here in our initial Sunday night telecast of the new season, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where it was the visiting Ravens who were able to come in and take this one on the road. Derrick Henry, 4 touchdown runs. From there, we'll make the trek east to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. Najee Harris, a touchdown run in the victory.
And finally, on the season premiere of Monday Night Football, Take Two for Aaron Rodgers, the Jets and Niners from Santa Clara. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference. It's a new season, so both of these coaching staffs likely making plenty of adjustments after their first half of football. So for the call of the second half here in week one, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
To throw is Goff. And his throw here's incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now a play fake, and it's Goff. Rush coming, and he's taken down. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. Well, their first sack of the game, and it doesn't come from a usual suspect, not somebody up front, but Charles, a defensive back getting in there.
And I can tell you from experience, he's beyond excited to make that play because you're exactly right. It isn't normal to call his number to run at the quarterback like that. Usually you're defending the pass, but he takes full advantage and dumps him to the turf.
Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize For a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Out of the gun, Stafford.
He'll find a man over the middle, 2-2 Atwell.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
They'll come up now, 3rd and 3.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here comes the Rams punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
And Detroit back in possession of the football.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down.
Partner, the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker has so many different responsibilities. How excited do you think he was to get home with that blitz?
Yeah, he wants a sack. He got it. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now Goff.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Goff.
Able to hook up with Williams here on the out route. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Delay of game. Offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Following the penalty, Montgomery. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the 1st half, and that trend is continuing here.
Out of the gun, Goff.
Throws out left. It's caught by Williams.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. The offense on third down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Going up the gut, Montgomery. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. What an opening weekend it's been already. Could the best finish be coming here on Sunday night? We'll find out as we come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. Throw left side, complete to Cup. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Now Stafford. And they'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14.
I like what I'm seeing from them here. Tie game in the 4th quarter. They understand the situation. They don't need to be in any rush. Go ahead and huddle up and run your offense. That last completion put them in a nice position to take the lead in this game.
Off of play action. Here's Stafford. Short throw, it's Higbee. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Now Stafford. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Defensively, mission accomplished, and now with under 3 to go, they may be the last team holding the football.
They may very well be the last team holding the football, unless, of course, you're facing a group that is really aggressive offensively and may want to take a gamble. But theoretically, you've done your job now. You should get the ball back on a punt, but I'd be alert for a fake.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. This is 1st and 10.
Here's Goff. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, You might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
On the give, here's Gibbs. And some room to work. And this will wind up a Lions first down as he gets this up past the 30 to the 32. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. They'll go again with Gibbs. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Short gain last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those.
Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week 1. Here's 3rd down now. A give right side for Gibbs. And this will wind up a Lions first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
I think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now. Trying the left side with Gibbs.
And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
They'll come up now, 2nd and 9.
Now Goff. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. The Lions now are going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
Here's 1st down. Hand off now to Gibbs.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to almost certainly win the football game. And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth. And, Charles, I'm no psychologist, not going to pretend to play one here, not on TV, but it looked to me like the icing that might have gotten to him there.
I think it's a good idea. You and I will stay out of that business, but different kickers react in different ways. It doesn't faze some of them. Others, you're not quite sure, but for whatever the reason, this game is still tied.
And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
Stafford now to throw. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long.
Now Stafford. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. That's gonna be knocked away and incomplete. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So conditioning going to be a factor here. Who can hold up to the test? It's overtime here in week 1. And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead. And they'll move it up to the 40, and they'll accept that penalty.
Here's Stafford.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this. Overtime in week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over here in a hurry. This is fantastic. If you're a fan of ball, you love these types of games.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
So 3rd down coming up. But Charles, I guess a question for me, where does 4 down territory begin possibly?
I guess for me it begins if you have 4th and 5 or less, because you got to understand your team and know what your play calls are. What do you have that you think you're confident that you can pick up that type of yardage? It might be 4th and 3 for some teams, but I think anything under 4th and 5, they'll think about going for it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. He finds Robinson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down, L.A.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 42 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
And this has become a familiar sight, a really good run by Williams, who took a massive leap in his 2nd season last year, finishing 3rd in rushing while averaging a league-leading 95 yards per game on the ground. A really nice young player. I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on second down.
Stafford.
The throw out wide going to be incomplete.
Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face. Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
Throwing is Stafford. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
There's Darius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. Here's Stafford. And that's off the mark, incomplete. And now third and very long. Are you cautious here?
I think you have to be, because the first mantra of any football game is don't lose it. Then you give yourself a chance to win it. And if you go ahead and force something now, take a big shot that doesn't pay off, you didn't help your defense out at all.
Yeah, especially here in overtime. Open man, Higbee, the tight end.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Well, it's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime, or obviously, Charles, a touchdown to win it.
Yeah, and I'm taking the defense's perspective on this one, partner, because now they know with a 3-point lead, they can afford to give that up because you just keep playing, right? The overtime gets extended. But if you give up the touchdown, it's game over. So on offense, every play you make, you've got to try and get just a little bit more out of each one in order to try and get to the end zone because they're going to play everyone back, keep everything in front.
Here's Goff.
And oh my gracious. If he could have just clutched that and fallen to the ground, it's an overtime victory. But instead, we keep going.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. He's going to try and go deep again. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
That's complete to Laporta. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for L.A., they needed overtime to do it, but they get the Week 1 victory thanks to the field goal. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.